What's up guys, my name is Mirza and today we'll be learning Blender. So I've started this YouTube series where I'll be posting the basic level skills from the point you download the software, the tools and so on and so forth. In the next video I'm going to be posting some advanced level skills where you would learn how to professionally make a product. So from the point you download the software, it's a free software. It's available when you search it on Google. It'll be the first or second link. You can just download it from the official website. So let's get started. So this is the first thing that you will see after downloading the Blender. The software, you'll see a box, and this is a 3D camera. It's not that realistic, but it is the camera in Blender. And this is the light. Okay, so we'll learn about the lights and the camera later on when we are basically animating something, so we'll delete them. So what about this box? Because how would you make something out of a box? Basically you can make something out of anything. Let me delete it. It could be a box, it could be a plane, it could be a circle, it could be an icosphere, so anything basically. So this is the first thing, like I said, you'll see on the screen. These are the layers. Basically you will learn about the layers. I'm gonna let you know what this is about. So this is a plane, and you can see it's a plane over here, and this is a cube. You can see there's a cube over here. So icosphere, you can see there is a sphere over here. So you will know whatever you place in your 3D space, it will be a list in your collection. So you can close this collection, start a new collection by clicking M on your keyboard. Once you click on that, there's a new collection. You can just move things around from here to here. It depends on you, because it's just for you managing things. If it is a complicated, let's say it's a car, then you need the brakes to be on a certain column, but you also need the headlights and the doors to be in a separate column, so you can organize things. You can, it's easier for you. Okay, so that's about the layers. We'll learn about these tools over here while making something. Okay, so let's start from by the way, if this is like too small for you, what you can do is go to edit, preferences, in the section over here. Maybe it's not showing up on your screen because I'm only sharing my Blender window over here, but you will see a list of things in that window. You'd click on interface and scale up the resolution a little bit when it's visible for you. I think this is enough for me, but let's learn how to navigate through the 3D space first. Okay, so let's put a box over here so we know what we are focusing on, and then how am I moving in the 3D space? Because in the 2D space you don't really have to move anywhere. The picture is like straight up, it's over here. But in a 3D space you have to navigate in a 3 dimension. So how would you do that? So this is how we'll do it. We'll click on the mouse roller. As you can see, I'm doing it over here, like swipe it left, swipe it right, and that's how you can rotate around the object in a 3D space. But how would you get closer to the object? It's quite obvious if you're using it already. You just need to roll your mouse roller front. It'll zoom in, and you go back, it'll zoom out. That's pretty easy, right? If you look at it, when I'm rotating around the object, I'm just getting slightly away from my box. It's now in a very corner over here. It's not in the center. So how would I get back in the center again? So what I'm gonna do is click on Alt and then Shift, and then the left click on my mouse, and then just drag it over here. That's how I prefer to do it. You will get a hang of it once you keep on using these buttons. Initially it'll be tough. Now we covered how it would be moving in the 3D space, but this is how not we will be making things. The more important thing is how would we accurately move along the axis. Now what is moving along the axis? If you see it over here, This is the 3D gizmo over here. X-axis is this one, the red line, as you can see. And the y-axis, if you click on this, this is the y-axis over here. And the z is obviously, is this thing that it's not visible over here in the 3D space, but z is basically up and down. How we'll be moving along the axis? Because we need to accurately see the front side of the box, the back side of the box, the left and right side of the box, like this on the axis. So if you click on Alt and then you click on the mouse roller and then go left, this is how you'll be going left. Then go right, this is how you'll be going right. And if you slide up, you'll go up. Slide down, you'll go down. So the next thing that we will be doing over here is what can be done with the box. Like, how can we make a cup out of a box? So what we're gonna do is put by the way, to add objects, you need to click on Shift and A. And from here, if you go on mesh, these are the objects that you can add. Well, there are many things. You can add curves, you can add text. So this is the circle that we have. Now click on G and click on Z, lift it up on top. We grab the object and let Blender know on which axis we want to move. So for example, if we want to move on Z axis, we'll click immediately after clicking G, we'll click on Z. Because if we just press Z, your object is just hovering around in the space. You can move it this way, but this is not the accurate way, so I would not do it. Rather press G and then press Z on the Z axis. G for grab, Z for Z axis, and then that's how you'll be lifting it up. And if I want to move it on the Y axis slightly, then G, and then I click on Y for y-axis. And then if I click on G and obviously x-axis, now we have learned that G is for grab, but how to scale it? Because the cup cannot be so big. The cup has to be a little small. I personally need the cup to be a bit small. So how can I do it? You click on S for size. S for size, and then you can size it over here. And with the same thing, the way you did with G, you can click on S and you can click on Z if you just want to size it on the Z axis. You can click on X if you just want to size it on the X axis. By the way, for the Z axis there was nothing to scale, so it didn't scale anything. And if you click on Y, you can size it on the Y axis. So you just need to click on S and then Y or X. Or simply if you click on S, it is going to scale on all the axes, like X, Y, and Z, everything. So we need the cup size to be this much. I think this is more than enough. Mesh. I know you guys are wondering where's the mesh. It's just a circle. So here's the mesh. I need to click on E. What is E? E is for extrude. Extruding, basically extending anything further of a mesh. So we are extruding from here, from all the vertices. The reason why I'm getting this from all the vertices, because I've selected all the vertices over here. So how to select? You can select it like this, or you can select it by clicking Alt and then clicking the whole circle. But let's say now I have it over here. I'm clicking Alt and I'm clicking the circle, but I can't click it for some reason. Why? Because if you look at it, these are three things that we need to learn. These are very important, by the way. I'm going to show you how you can conveniently use these and switch between the options. Basically, these are vertices. These are each vertices over here. So these are vertices, and this is edge. So what is edge? Basically, it is going to select the space between the vertices is edge. So these are all the edges. Okay, and this is box. We don't have a mesh, so we won't be able to select a box, but I'm going to be showing you that later on once we create a cup. So we need vertices for now because we want to select all the vertices. Now click on E, and then we want to go down to Z axis. Why? Because we want to make a cup. There's an empty space over here. The cup is hollow. So what are we going to do is click F, and this place will be filling out with the mesh basically, because F is for fill. Okay, so what we have covered is hovering around the 3D space, how we can scale the object, how we can grab the object, how we can, one thing I've not shown you, I'm going to show it right now. Now, how would you rotate the cup? For example, you want to put a handle, but you don't want to put on the other side. You want to put it, you want to put it on the other side. You don't want to put it over here. So you won't be hovering around like this, or it's up to you. You can do that, but how would you rotate the mesh? You click on R for rotate, and then goes the same thing. Click on Z to rotate on the Z axis. Click on X to rotate on the X axis, and click on Y to rotate on the y-axis. So each time I'm clicking this, I'm clicking on R, and then I'm clicking on y-axis, then R, z-axis. Okay, so that you have to let the blender know that you are first rotating, then you are clicking on which axis you'll be rotating. So R and then Z on the z-axis. So that's how you would be doing it. So I'm going to show you how to select the box. I mean, these all are boxes, right? It is joined, but how would you select just one of those? So for example, I clicked over here on the box section, and then just right click anywhere. I can select it this way. If I want to click on the edge, I can go on edge over here and then just select edges over here. Or if I click on vertices, then I can click on vertices over here and select it that way. So how can I select the whole vertex like over here on the cup? I would click on Alt and click anywhere in the center. It's gonna select the whole thing. Same goes with the edge. If you click on edge, click on the center, it selects the whole thing, because it is basically have to select the whole edge. So these are the basic tools of Blender and how you can create things. So I want you to learn this, get familiar with how the tools are working in Blender, and it'll be easier for you once you start doing it again and again. Practice for yourself, spend some time, learn the tools, get familiar with it, and then get started with creating something, because it will fast up your process very easily once you know what you're doing. One more thing I need to tell you, that how would you click on vertex, and then it's not convenient, right? You click on here and then click vertex. You click on edge, then you click on any edges over here. You click on fade. So this is not convenient. The fast way you can do is on your numpad. If you click on 1, it's gonna be all the vertices. Okay, now you can click on vertices. If you click on 2, you can click on all the edges. If you click on 3, obviously all the faces. But one thing that you might end up confusing yourself is, I am in the edit mode. I have clicked on tab. Now I'm in the object mode. If you see over here on top, it says object mode. Object mode is the whole object I can select. If I click on tab, it will go on the edit mode. So here you can select each vertex or each face or each edge of the object, and then you can move that thing anywhere else. Okay, this is really important, so make sure on which mode you are. It could be the object mode, and you might be finding how to select the vertices. You won't be able to you won't be able to do that. So make sure you click on tab. Okay, so this is our cup again, but we need to make a handle for that cup. We don't have a handle, so if there's tea in it, how would you lift it with a hot cup? So let's make handle. So first, in order to make handle, we need to click on Control R while being on the edit mode on the object. Control R. So if you see, this is how we can add extra vertices. like not just vertices but the whole thing in the loop. So this is loop cuts that we can create. So before clicking on the loop cut, as you can see, I'm just hovering around my mouse. I've not clicked anything. After, let's say, after clicking on Control R, I can see this yellow line. If I click on it, it'll be placed on the object, but I didn't click on it yet. The reason why, because it is just figuring, the system will figure out the way you're just hovering around. It'll figure out where you want to place the line, the loop. You can place it over here. You can place it over here as well. So I need one line over here on top, or let's say two lines over here on top, and two lines over here at the bottom. Why? Because I want to create the handle out of those lines, or out of those loops, basically. So what if I need four lines and this is just one? I will just, like I said, I didn't click on the vertex yet. After clicking Control R, it shows up like this. I can scroll on my roller on my mouse to increase the vertices. This is how you can make multiple vertices over here just by rolling it. So now how many I need? I need two on top, two on bottom. Okay, I've placed four in total. Now I need to move these lines on because I need this box basically to extrude and this box to extrude and then join them to make the handle. How am I going to do it right now? Because these are very stretched. I need them in a box shape. So let me show you. You go on edge select, because this is edge, but this is selecting only one edge. So how would you select the whole thing? Alt and then click on any edge. It selects the whole thing. It's not selecting this for some reason, but it should select the whole thing. Now how would you move it on top? You can click grab and then move it, but it's not the right way. You can look at it. It's moving the whole mesh. You don't want to move the mesh. You just want to move the vertice. I mean the loop. So you click on grab and then click it again twice. So what this will let the blender know that you don't want to move the mesh, you only want to move the loop. So click on it like double G and then you can drag it over here. Let's do it again. Oh, select the whole thing, double G, and then I want to drag it down with my mouse. So I think this is enough. So same thing goes for here. If you want to move it, if you click on double G, you can move it like this. If you click just once, it'll move the mesh. You don't want to do this. We have two loops over here, two loops over here. So how would we create a cup? Like I said, we'll be extruding it. So for extruding, I don't need vertices anymore. I need face. I need to select the whole face. So I click on face now over here, and I need one box from here to be extruded and another box from here. So how would you select two boxes, two faces? So you click on shift. First one is already selected. You select the second one, and then like I said, E to extrude, and it already tells you, Blender already figures out that it's the z-axis on the local z-axis. Because it's a blue line, it's not actually the z-axis on the globe, it's the local z-axis, because the system automatically knows that you're supposed to like go in that direction. Because it's not gonna go left and right, right? It's the face coming out. So extruding out would be in this direction. Let's create some loops over here. How would you create a loop? Control R, and then there you go. I have loops. I can increase it with my mouse roller, but I don't want to. I just clicked here, and then once I click, it'll ask me where to place it. I'm gonna place it slightly over here. I think that's enough. Now the same thing goes for the top. Control R, place it over here. I'm gonna show you an interesting shortcut that you can use in Blender. Blender has multiple add-ons, like things which makes your life easier, basically. So I would highly recommend you to download an add-on, which you can do that in the preferences. If you go on preferences, I cannot share that window because it's only sharing my Blender screen for some reason. But yeah, once you go on preferences, click on add-ons. Once you click on add-ons, search in the section loop tools. Okay, once you find loop tools, search it over there, just click the checkbox and the loop tools will be installed in your Blender. Now, what is loop tools? It's basically an add-on that was created to make things easier for you. You don't have to do the extra work because the add-on will do it for you. So we have two handles. Now I'm going to show you how to use that add-on. I'll go on the faces, face select. I selected the face over here, and let's say I have deleted it. How to delete it? Click on the delete button and you'll get multiple options to delete. Now, which option do you want to delete over here? You can either choose to delete the vertices. Let's say what happens when I delete the vertices. It deletes the whole thing because the whole thing was connected to those vertices and I've removed it. So the faces have no vertices to hold on to. So that's why it has been deleted. Now what's the way to undo it? It's Control Z. You can't Control Z the whole thing if you have made a lot of mistakes, so you can go up to an extent. So make sure you have it as a backup. You can select the whole thing. Shift D is for duplicate. Let me show you. By the way, make sure do the duplicates in the object mode because you don't want to like make a duplicate of a certain section. You want the whole thing, right? So Shift D. This is the duplicate. You can create it, you can put it aside, it'll be in your collections, you can use it when you want. But yeah, we won't be using it for now because we'll be making something over here for sure. What we need to delete is the face over here and the face over here, and I'm gonna be showing you how it's done and why we are doing it. So delete, click here the faces, and the face is gone. Click this one, delete. But you can select both at once and delete it. So now we have empty spaces. As you can see, what do we do with the empty spaces? So here's the thing that add-on does for us. We need to click on edge select because we want to select the box. Click on it by clicking alt and click. It selects the whole thing. If you just click it, it'll just select one edge. So alt and select. We want to create sort of like a bridge over here which connects the both the handles. So click on the top, on edge select mode, alt box, and alt click. It'll select the whole thing, and then at the bottom, alt click, which is your right click, basically selects the whole thing. Now we'll be using that add-on that we have downloaded. So click on W. So this is the section where you'll be doing some of the things in your edit mode, like you can extrude edges, you can bevel, a lot of things. So what we need to do is either you can go by the default option, which is bridge edge loops. Without downloading the add-on, you can do this and it'll work for you fine. Or if you go back in the loop tools, it will ask you if you want to create a bridge. In the loop tools, you have more options. So this is what the add-on does. It makes things easier for you. But in the loop tools, what we need is a bridge. Again, click on bridge and everything has been selected, added for you. And this is the cup that we have made. Yeah, these are the empty spaces, but we don't want our coffee to go into our handles for some reason. So what we're gonna do is select the whole thing, F, fill, even at the bottom, select the whole thing, F, fill, and that's it. Now, our cup is thin as paper. So how to add thickness is I'm gonna show you one of the modifiers. So what are modifiers? Modifiers are over here if you see on the screen. So basically modifiers make things easy for you if you're doing like handling multiple objects. So modifiers are basically a bunch of things which again will make your life easier because you don't want to create the whole thing by yourself. It is time consuming and you'd be wasting a lot of time. So modifiers will basically do that for you uh, with one or two steps. I'm going to show you how. So after clicking modifiers, I will go to generate, and then under this section we'll go for one of the modifier, which is solidify. It says on the tin what it does. So basically it gives thickness. There's some numbers that you can change around. Let's say I'm increasing the thickness. It gives the thickness to my cup. Okay, I think this is enough. This is more than enough. So what solidify does is basically it gives thickness. If you just increase it, or let's say you put the value in the negative, then it'll go outside. If you put it in the positive, it'll go inside, and it'll give some thickness to your mesh. Solidify gives thickness to the cup, and now we know what it does, and you can experiment it. I would say give it a try. You'll know what things can be done by using this tool. Because the best way to learn is to implement, right? You can give it a try. Everything over here is very sharp because this cup looks very sharp for some reason. Get out of the edit mode first, go to the object mode because it won't let you apply the modifier. Why I need to apply this? Because there are conditions where you need to apply the modifier. You can leave it as it is and it wouldn't really affect. You'll have the thickness, but I want to make this edge over here a bit smooth. I mean realistic, because the realistic cup won't be that pointy and edgy, so I need to apply to do that because I don't have vertices on the inside. It still has the single face, single vertices and edges. We need it on the other side as well. So let's do it. Get out of the edit mode. Now click on apply. Now go back to the edit mode. You'll see that all the vertices has been applied to your thickness. What you can do in order to smooth this down on the edge, you need to click the whole loop. So click on Alt right click and select the whole loop, and then Control B, because we'll be beveling it. What it does, it basically bevels the whole thing. As you can see, we can so how I'm increasing the vertices in my bevel is basically by rolling my mouse. I can increase the number of vertices to make it more smooth. So I think 4 loops would be fine with my bevel. So I'm gonna go with this. Okay, now it looks a bit smooth. It's not that pointy. I want to do the same thing over here. Control B will be doing this again and again just so you can get used to it. Control B. It made the area smooth and it looks like a cup. And this is the handle over here. We need the handle to also be a bit smooth. So we can do that by clicking bevel over here and bevel, Control B on this edge. So the bevel is done. It looks good. Let me bevel the last thing over here. A little bevel on the bottom. Okay, now it looks like a cup. So what else need to be done is these lines are making it look not that good enough. So how to get rid of these lines now? So click W on your screen. Once you click on W, you'll see shade smooth or shade auto smooth and shade flat. So what shade smooth does is if you click on shade smooth, it's gonna smooth out the whole thing, which doesn't look nice. Blender is unable to calculate which area should be smooth and which area should be sharp. These areas over here need to be sharp. The areas over here need to be sharp at the bottom. So how to fix it? We'll do is click W over here, shade auto smooth. Shade auto smooth, what it does is basically it will identify which faces should be smooth and which faces should have corners and edges like this. So how it does is it does by the angle. Anything which goes by more than 30 degrees will not be smooth. Anything is within the 30 degrees of an angle, then it'll just smooth out the whole thing. You can ignore this for now. I think something went wrong while I was just making the cup. So we can fix that later, but as you can see, the cup is ready now. So this is the beginner level tutorial. I think I have covered most of the things that you will be using. So I want you to navigate throughout Blender, download it, get familiar with the tools, the things that I've shown, and hopefully moving forward I'm going to be posting more videos where I'll show some advanced skills, how you can use the tools to make some complex objects, how you can give them a material. I'm going to show you how you can animate them. So I think this is the video covering all the basic things that you need to learn, and I will give you this as a homework. So try making something like this, make it a cup, or maybe you can make something simple. I would suggest you to start with something very easy to make as you're still learning and getting familiar with the tools. You can make a house, a cartoonic looking house. I'm telling you because that was the first thing that I made in Blender. I'm gonna show you this. I have it as a record. So when I started Blender, this is the first thing that I made. Then I was focusing on perfume and how to make perfume over here. So it is very easy. I'm gonna show you in the future videos how to do it and how you'd be using things. And look at me. Oh, for those who know Blender, they'll know how much of an atrocity this is. But yeah, regardless, like I said, use the tools that I've taught you. Try making some easy objects that you can see in your life. You can make a lamp, you can make a house, you can make a small plant or something. Give it a try. And stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let me know what things I've left and what things I need to cover in the next video. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care.